What's good, y'all? Keith Boxing Gym Talk, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope everybody's having a beautiful Monday evening. I am. It's very hot in Ohio right now. We got a heat advisory, so I'm just cooling off. I want to talk about something, man. It's just one of my theories or one of my ideas. I'm not talking about really nothing that's in the headlines right now, but it's something about Virgil Ortiz. So before we get into that, though, I want you guys to like and subscribe. Man, Virgil Ortiz, man. I'm upset because Virgil Ortiz has been a pro for about 10 or 11 years. He still hasn't been a world champion yet. He's been on the center stage longer than the Boots Ennis has, longer than Fandora's has, and he's still not a world champion yet. You know, sometimes at times I tend to blame Oscar De La Hoya because Ryan Garcia was just in that same boat. He was a champion for it. I mean, he was a pro for a decade before he became champion. It's like Oscar wants to monetize off these fighters but not make them a world champion. Where Ryan Garcia, a lot of his peers, the people that he came up with in the boxing world, has been world champion. Devin Haney was champion after 3-4 years, I think. Tank Davis was champion after 2 or 3 years. Shakur Stevenson 2 years, and it took him a decade. But nevertheless, Virgil Ortiz, he came up with the Boots Ennis and the Fandoras and stuff like that, and these guys are world champions. I'm saying this to say this. A fight with him and Boots just doesn't make sense to me right now. I don't want to see that fight right now, man. Virgil has to bring something to the table other than popularity. He got to bring legacy to the table. So my best bet, Fandora, I think he's got a fight coming up. He's negotiating with Boots Ennis, what I just read from the Ring magazine 5 minutes ago. There's one belt out there left right now. Why not make a fight with Josh Kelly? Josh Kelly was just fighting. I think he's fighting under Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Promotions. He had a huge victory over Backroom Martins earlier this year when I thought that he was going to lose. I thought he was going to get stopped, but he used his legs and he got the victory. I think both of those guys, Virgil Ortiz and Josh Kelly, both fight under the zone platform. So this fight shouldn't be that hard to make. I think that Golden Boy and I think that Eddie Hearn has a neutral relationship where they make fights and stuff like that. They're not the best friends, they're not the best terms or anything like that, but why not make this fight happen? You have a belt. The winner of that could be legitimate, be a legitimate contender, champion or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. He could be in the mix, and he could finally be a world champion. And we can see these unification fights with these 154-pound champions, because 154-pound is the hottest division to me right now. The hottest division. And for Virgil to be in that division right now, I think it's just important. It's really important. It's vital that he needs to be a world champion right now. It's wasting time. He took like almost 2 years off when I think his last fight at welterweight, and he got real sick or whatever. And then he started. Then this when he debuted like a year and a half later as a junior middleweight. Why not make that fight happen next? I know Josh Kelly's never came over to America to fight, and I know that's probably going to be a problem. But let's bring in Turkey Al-Sheikh, get this fight in the Middle East. I'm not just automatically assuming that Virgil Ortiz is going to just walk over Josh Kelly. Josh Kelly impressed the hell out of me with Martins earlier. He did. I think he got a very, very, very good chance of winning, though. Don't you guys think? And that put him in the mix. Boots Ennis is the WBAWO junior middleweight champion. Fandora is the WBC junior middleweight champion. And Virgil Ortiz has a chance to be the IBF junior middleweight champion. And so he can be in the talks. I just don't think people are taking him serious right now because he got the lawsuit with Oscar De La Hoya. He's going to be inactive for a while. He's going to be a non-factor pretty soon. He need to patch things up with Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya needs to start making these fighters that he's got that's so popular and stuff like that in the United States and start getting these guys championship fights like in the first few years of their career. I'm upset that Virgil Ortiz is not a champion yet. There's people out here that's better, that he's a lot better than, that are champions. Rolly Romero is a 3-time world champion, 3-weight world champion. So I think you guys get, you know where I'm getting at. You both need to get on their job. They both need to come to an agreement, a resolution. Oscar, you need to get on your job as a promoter and start making these champions. Start making these champions. I got a whole video about what happened with Ryan Garcia and stuff like that. So, now people probably gonna be in the comments like it's Ryan's fault, but I got a video for you. Look at my archive, you'll see what I'm talking about. But man, that's all I want to talk about, man. Make that fight, patch things up. Virgil Ortiz, just bite down. It's about legacy right now. So, you're gonna get the money. Make that fight with Josh Kelly happen so you could be in a mix of the junior middleweight division, because it's the hottest division right now. And so you can bring something to the table that makes sense when you're negotiating with these other champions at 154 pounds. That's all I got. That's all I got right now. You guys like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys a little later.